It's 76 days until the November midterm elections. I'm Lynn Sweet, the Chicago Sun-Times Washington Bureau Chief at the Democratic National Committee summer meeting here in Chicago, where one of the big topics is getting out the vote. Joining me now is the Executive Director of the Democratic Party of Illinois, State Representative Christian Mitchell. Now, Christian, you've talked on some panels here about getting out the vote. The Illinois Party has $1 million pot of money on voter turnout. Part of it's funded by the Pritzker campaign, some of it from other funds within the state party. Tell us what you're talking about here and what you're doing to get out the vote, and who exactly are you talking about?
Absolutely. So, Lynn, first of all, thanks for having me, and thanks to your viewers for taking the time to watch this. Illinois is a blue citadel in an island of red, and our goal is to keep it that way. So what we're doing, for example, Lynn, you mentioned the $1 million we're spending on voter registration. It's a joint party between the Democratic Party of Illinois and the Pritzker campaign. We're going to target areas where there are lots of minority voters, where there are lots of transient voters, college campuses, places where there's a lot of antipathy toward what the Trump administration is doing. We want to translate that directly into action. So that's one of the things that we're going to do. We want to focus on doing our part to take back the House by winning contested congressional races. We want to focus on making sure that Illinoisans don't have to endure another 4 years of Bruce Rauner's failures. This is the goal, and that's why we're going to be registering voters to expand the electorate, get out and win.
So usually there's a big voter fall-off in a midterm election. How are you going to jazz up the voters who voted in 2016 but might stay home in stay home in November of 2018?
Well, then I think there's a local reason. I think there's a national reason. I think locally, when you saw a 736-day budget impasse under Bruce Rauner, when you saw child care services get cut, when you saw colleges around the state get devastated, when you saw 72,000 college students who would have been here in the state of Illinois leave the state, that's a really good local reason to get out and vote for candidates who are going to support higher education, support child care, support the budget. Nationally, you've got Donald Trump, who is offensive to the values of many Democrats, who is hurting downstate farmers, for example, with a trade war started for his ego, with an administration that's separating families at the border. Those are really important motivating factors to get people out to vote. I don't think we're going to see a lot of drop-off.
Just on the politics of it, there are two ways you get more votes. You either convince independents and Republicans to vote for a Democrat, or you just get the stay-at-home Democrats. It sounds like you're really just going first to work the base.
I think we're doing both of those things, but I also think that what we're doing is trying to expand the electorate. That's what the voter registration is for. We are going to get everyone we possibly can out to vote, and we're going to have an expansive voter protection program to make sure that for all those voters who are registered or want to come out and register same day, that they can vote and that there's no funny business at the polls.
And
so we're going to do all the above.
A particular focus on the college campus towns?
We are going to focus on college towns and focus on areas where there are lots of transient voters, places where we can get people who we know are going to come out and vote for Democrats the ability to come out and vote.
Well, thank you. That's a good update, good summary. Thank you. I'm talking with the Executive Director of the Illinois Party of Illinois, State Rep. Christian Mitchell.